Hi guys, this is Elena and I'm here to get some practice filming in. So I thought I would use this opportunity to explain some of the things that I'm taking with me on my Camino. Now, you see in front of me here a very large suitcase, and a lot of pilgrims really honestly don't bring a suitcase. I am bringing a suitcase because I'm going to be going for some time before the Camino to visit friends. And then at the end of the Camino, I'm going to be flying to St. Louis for several weeks to welcome my new baby grandson and to help out my daughter and her boyfriend. So I had to take some extra clothes because I was determined not to wear the same two outfits for 3 months. But that said, let's take a look at some of the things and I'll explain how that might look a little different if I were only using a backpack. They say that you pack your fears on the Camino. I guess one of my fears would be to get bed bugs. Not so much about getting bit by them on site, but I wouldn't want to bring them home. Certainly wouldn't want to bring them home to my daughter's apartment. So my packing kind of kept in mind like how to reduce the risk of bringing the bed bugs home. And so the theory here is that if you can keep the human smell contained, because they follow the CO2 pattern and the smell of the human, that's their signal to go where they're going to go. So pretty much everything that can't be washed in hot water, i.e. if you do end up with bed bugs, you need to be able to wash it in hot water and dry it on high heat. So everything that can't be washed that way and dried that way needs to be in a very sealed bag. So I'll start with this here. The stuff that's synthetic clothes, which is not something I love to wear, that can be treated with the laundry that way. So it's less of a concern, although I still want to reduce the smell that it could be, attracting the bugs into the suitcase. So this here is my nighttime pack. It has in it the things that I would change into and be wearing at night. And this stuff is actually, per se, the highest risk of getting bed bugs on it, because the bed bugs tend to live in the mattress or around the bed and hang out where they can bite the humans at night. So I don't know how much you know about bed bugs, but bed bugs can hide in little screw holes and behind headboards, and they really are very tricky and very good at hiding. So, okay, so this here is one of those, you don't need a vacuum cleaner, but you can suck all the air out of it, push it out through a vent, a one-way valve. And for this Camino, I actually bought myself some long johns, and they're partly cotton and partly polyester, so I can definitely wash them in some very hot water and dry them on high heat and no problem. And I bought them a little extra up size, and everything should be fine. Next would be my thermal blanket. My thermal blanket is also synthetic, and it adds an insulatory factor of 30 degrees. So on the Camino, the first few days might get very cold. We're up in the mountains in the Pyrenees, and we're up 4,500 feet. And at that time of year, early April or mid-April, it could still be snowing. It's a possibility. So the albergue where I will be, albergue stands for youth hostel, basically. Albergue is a very, very large one in the mountains in Roncesvalles. And I'm not sure if they provide a blanket, but a lot of the albergues don't. They just provide like a disposable paper kind of slip cover that you put over the mattress. And again, everything's sort of geared towards keeping the parasites to a minimum. Okay, so then I went the extra mile here. A lot of people use a sleeping bag liner because they're lightweight. They're synthetic, and they're tightly woven, and they're supposed to be a protectant against bed bugs, but also supposed to serve to insulate a little bit, to insulate the body heat. I looked online and looked at REI, and I didn't really like the options. Like I said, I don't like synthetics on my skin, and they were very, very thin, and also kind of squeezy, and I don't like to have that sense of being, maybe like a baby likes to be bundled, but I'm not a baby. So I basically sewed my own. I have my dear friend Anne-Marie to thank for helping me figure out all the dimensions. There's so many twists and turns to do along the way. It was incredible to actually have gotten this thing done. But basically, it's a large rectangle with a zipper, and this is kind of modeled after what you can buy, except this one's a little bit wider than the standard size. And so it's this basically just like a sack, and it's long enough so I have plenty of length, and then it has a zipper on one side that makes it easier to get in and out of. And mine also, not all of them have this, but mine also has a pocket for a pillow to go into. So the pillows are provided by the albergues usually, if they do. But, who knows if they get washed at all ever. But they're, not nice to have your face on. So this is also protective. What's more is my friend actually embroidered with her machine my name and my phone number on here in case I forget it or someone takes it. Hopefully it's less likely to be stolen. And the material that I bought online is hemp, and it's a hemp and cotton blend. So I think it's 60% hemp and a little bit of cotton, and it's a knit weave. So it has stretch, has give, and it's just going to be great. It's a light color, so if I do get any bed bugs on me, I'm trying to get in me in my sleeping bag, I will be able to find them more easily, and I can, heat this in some very hot water and dry it, and it'll be fine, as I've already done it multiple times to pre-shrink the fabric. So that's my, and one more thing. Just for extra insulation, I have just a cotton tank top with a built-in bra, and that's what I'll be wearing when I get ready in the evening for bed. Okay, so then a lot of my other stuff is packed into separate, either like packing cubes or dry bags. And I already explained the purpose for that. So these I already had. And I have, as you can see, I have everything labeled here, so it makes it easier to find. I wasn't sure how bug-proof these packing cubes are because of the zippers, really. And so what's in here is going to be some more synthetic clothing that can be washed. So I have a pair of synthetic pants, and then a pair of like polyester cotton blend scrub pants. Again, some of these clothes are not necessarily meant to be worn on the Camino, but in the time before and after that I'll be still away from home and need some change of clothing and change with the weather, because it'll start to move into summer weather in St. Louis and maybe even in Spain as I'm on the Camino. I have in here 4 pairs of wool underwear, and this is actually, the woolen is the reason why I'm trying to keep the bed bugs out of them, because I would not be able to wash them in hot water and and dry them, and they would shrink. And a lot of my Camino gear is merino wool, very intentionally, because merino wool is wonderful in that it breathes really well, it insulates really well, and yet if it's summer, it also allows you to sweat without stinking. I'm told you can wear the same shirt for several days, even after you've been sweating profusely. And, you don't necessarily have to wash it every day. It's also fairly quick to dry. And it has everything that you would want in a packing kind of gear. So they're expensive. I'm hoping they don't get stolen. I had my friend embroider my name with her machine on all of my woolens. So I do hear that people steal sometimes in the albergue. And, could also be that people get them confused, because if everybody has black woolen underwear, well then, it's easy to accidentally grab someone else's. Okay, so then I have a pair of synthetic shorts. They're just basic shorts, and what you look for there again is fast drying. Some pockets are great. I think I was worried that with all the sweating that my legs would rub together maybe and chafe. So I actually do have a pair of kind of like biker shorts that are merino wool that I would wear underneath this. But they're very thin, and I think just wearing them by themselves, a couple of problems. The underwear might show through, but that's less of a worry for me. But they might, if the merino wool's rubbing together, it might wear a hole in them. So two pair, basically double layer the shorts. Then I have a pair of, I have a hoodie, and this is from a company that does women's clothing. And this here is supposed to be sun protective. I'm not real keen on wearing a bunch of sticky sunscreen on my arms and my body. It makes me feel like I'm just gross. And so I'm more inclined to wear maybe like a thin layer that's sun protective, and this could be that. And it has a hood. The sun, when going on the Camino Francés and heading west, the sun will be mostly coming from behind and hitting the neck. So it's really important to wear some sort of a hat or hood, in this case, that can protect the backside of the head and neck. And it's pretty lightweight, so this will hopefully work how it was intended. It can also be used as an extra layer in the cold weather, because I'm only taking two long sleeved shirts. But the weather can be kind of unpredictable on the Camino, especially in Galicia. It rains a lot, and it sometimes can get rainy and cold altogether, and very windy. So it's kind of tricky, honestly, to pack for the Camino and know exactly what to bring and not bring. Like I said, I'm very lucky because I will have extra options that other people that are only taking a backpack won't have. This is just an extra luxury item, I guess you could call it, but it's just like a little throw that I got it in Mexico, and it's like a hand-woven, kind of like a scarf throw kind of a thing that I thought in the evenings when I'm maybe going out to the dinner or whatever, I could throw it over my more casual clothes, and it will look a little bit more dressed up. Yeah, I already forgot what's in this one. It doesn't have a label on it, or it fell off. There goes my labeling theory. Oh yeah, this is, oh, okay. These are all of my socks. And the socks, probably the two most important things as a Camino walker for 500 miles are what you're wearing on your feet and what you're wearing on your back. The weight that you're carrying and how it's distributed for the backpack. And the socks are going to afford you protection against developing blisters and sore feet. And so the trick to keeping blisters at bay is to prevent your skin from having a lot of friction on it directly, and moisture buildup. So if you wear shoes that are containing your sweat too much, you might actually be producing the moisture from yourself, from the inside of the shoe. Or if it's raining outside, then of course it can get into the shoe. Generally speaking, it's said that wearing waterproof shoes like Gore-Tex type shoes are not the thing to wear on the Camino, except for maybe deep winter, because they do make people's feet sweat too much. So anyway, after a lot of research, I've decided on a system that I think will work for me very well, and that is again, everything is pretty much natural fibers, mostly merino wool. These here are merino wool socks, and they're just an ample sock. They have ample room. They're fairly thin. And this is my outer sock. What I would wear underneath that would be one of these pairs of socks. Let's find them here. Well, here's an example of one. These are also merino wool, but I have some that are bamboo that I just love because they're so soft. But you see, these are toe socks. The toe socks help prevent the friction in between toes, and especially, a lot of us have toes that might be already kind of moving towards each other and already have, lots of opportunity to touch. But then when you're walking this many miles a day, 15 to 20 miles a day, your feet swell up. And so even if they didn't touch before, they might now touch. So you wear the toe socks underneath, and then the regular sock above it, around it. And then what happens is the sock layers are actually doing any kind of frictioning. They're sliding past each other and not on your skin. So in fact, it can be an additional good thing to do is to wear some lanolin or this product called Body Glide that makes your skin actually a little bit slippery, but not wet. And it can also, in fact, make the skin a little bit waterproof. So if you do get rained on, and it's very likely that at some point on the Camino I will get rained on, the shoes will get wet. They might get completely soaked and water comes in, and there's just no complete way to avoid that. So then you think more about, well, what's going to dry more quickly? How do I get the moisture out of there? And merino wool, again, doesn't hold on to the moisture. It gets rid of it pretty quickly. And I have protected my skin with a layer of waterproofing like lanolin, which is healthy for not just the skin, but also for the wool socks. So kind of great thing. Okay, and in here I have two long-sleeved merino wool shirts. I'll go ahead and show them to you. I'll just show you one. This one is the thinner one. I have a thinner one and I have a thicker one. And the idea really is that you layer in general. But yeah, this is just it. So, and if I were packing all of this stuff into just my backpack, it would first of all probably be a bigger backpack, but I would have to limit myself to maybe just one long sleeve shirt and maybe a couple of short sleeves, but I get to have extra options here. So this one here is short sleeved shirts, and in there I have, besides a short sleeved t-shirt, I also have this is a merino wool short sleeve shirt that I'm wearing right now. So I have more of these just in different colors, but I also have some tank tops that are bamboo that I love to wear underneath, and they also do a pretty good job of keeping the smell down. I usually can wear them for a week and be fine. And here's an example of one of those. They don't dry quite as fast as merino wool, surprisingly, but they're just so soft and Also a good option should it get really hot, because in May it might be getting pretty warm there already. It's hard to say exactly, but you want to have some options. And then again in St. Louis later on it'll be probably warmer, and I'll need some other things like that. This is one of my bags that's just a packing cube, and in it I actually have some dresses that are very thin, very quick drying. They're almost like bathing suit material. And, you know, if I wanted to dress up a little bit more, because the Spaniards they're actually a little bit more fashion conscious than probably I am. And if you go into a church, and there'll be a lot of churches to go into along the way, it is a pilgrimage. You know, I have some of this synthetic. I'm not worried about how I can wash it at all. And it's stretchy, and it's, you know, a little dressier to wear a dress, and not what I would call super fancy, but, you know, make an effort. And later on, also again in St. Louis, in case it's warm, I have appropriate clothes. So I have like 2-3 dresses like that, and a pair of skirt. All of them are the same idea. Okay, so this here is just a dry sill bag. It's waterproof, and I am planning to put my dirty clothes in this. So there are, in the albergues, there are usually a place to at least hand wash my clothes. A lot of them have modernized and gotten a washer and sometimes a dryer. But I'd say more of the time probably you are expected to hang dry the clothes. So it's important to be able to dry them, you know, overnight, so that you're not packing them wet the next day. So if on rainy, wet days, that can sometimes be an issue. So sometimes you'll see pilgrims, and they'll pin an item, especially like socks and underwear that they had to wash. They pin it to their backpacks. So I do have a couple of these diaper style pins that have the safety thing on them, that I could do that on my backpack if I needed to. And then I have with me also some washer bags, and these again, they have my name. My name is embroidered on here. Thank you, Anne Marie. But these are great for if you do a load of laundry with other pilgrims, because it's not very efficient to put just, you know, a few socks and underwear of your own into a whole load of a washer, and everybody else is waiting. So what pilgrims do is they put them in their own little contained bag, and you throw that in, and that's yours, and it comes back out, and hopefully you didn't lose a sock that way, you know, and it has advantages. So I have a couple of these with me. Or if there are a couple times where I'm actually staying in a hotel and I won't have laundry, and if I really do need to do laundry, I can put them in my own contained bag, and hopefully everything will come back that way. So that's what these are for. They don't weigh much. They don't take up much room. I think they're a really great idea. So I'm keeping those in here. And then the rest of this stuff is actually nothing to do with the Camino. I have some herbs in my, some remedies and things in there. I do, however, have a pair of my hiking sandals in there. And I had them specially made because I wanted a wide pair. And in order to get a wide pair of chacos, I had to special order them anyway. So I took the opportunity and got really creative with my chacos. They have also the really wonderful Vibram sole, which is a non-skid sole. And these are actually a really great option that when it's raining, I can put these on, and I have a pair of over socks that are basically like a wetsuit, that neoprene fabric, and they don't let any water through. So I can wear these with the sandals, and I'm less likely to get wet feet than if I'm wearing my trail runners, which are basically like tennis shoes, and they let water in. So this is part of my thinking of why I got these. If you can see the really fun straps, I actually uploaded a picture of a pattern that I liked, and then told Chaco that I wanted that pattern on this strap, and they did that for me. And I also had them embroider my name. It says Elena's Camino, like that. So again, I'm hoping that it'll make them less likely to get stolen. There. Okay, what's next? So I'll go to my actual backpack. I downgraded from a larger backpack because at first I thought I was going to be packing everything on my person in my backpack. The suitcase was a much later idea after I realized that I would be gone much longer than I thought from home. So I had a 34-liter bag, and it was quite a bit larger, and then went to a 24-liter bag. And keep in mind that you don't want to have this thing completely full of stuff. There are times when you have to pack food for the whole day, maybe, because maybe there's not much on that part of the path. There aren't many cafes that are going to be open. Sundays, a lot of stuff is closed, so you kind of have to really pay attention to what day it is. If it's a holiday, things might not be open. And there might not be a grocery store for a long time, and you just got to be ready for all those kinds of situations. So what's in here? Let's see. I have in here this is one of those grocery bags that just folds into itself, and it has nice big, I'll show it, has nice big straps like this, and very lightweight, and it serves several purposes. If I do end up going to the grocery store, I have a bag. I can use it kind of as a makeshift purse when I'm going out at night. I can also, it's kind of water repellent, so I can take it into the shower and take maybe my clothes that I want to put on when I'm done showering, because many of the showers don't have even a hook. You have nowhere to put anything. So you have to kind of account for all of that. So that's the bag. Then I have in here, I'll explain that in a minute. But on the note of food, any leftovers, or say I make sandwiches myself, it's good to have a container. And this one is actually airtight. I got this from somewhere, don't know where. And I have inside of it just some other bags that are reusable. I have also in here my teeny tiny Swiss Army knife. I'm not really sure that I'm bringing this yet because this might be double, but it has a scissors, and it has a knife. I'm having this backwards now. Anyway, that's what it has. I won't open that. I also have a pair of collapsible toothbrush that I absolutely love. I discovered this at Whole Foods. And what I love about it is actually the brush is really soft and wide, and it just massages the gums really wonderfully. And then when I'm done, you can just fold it away. It's in its own little container with an air hole so it can dry out. And somehow I packed that into this here. Maybe I was thinking I would brush my teeth after my meals on the path. But I have another one of these actually in my toiletry bag, which I have not packed yet, and so I can't show you that today. But what else is in here is my poncho. I am going to be taking a rain jacket. That'll be my first line of defense. It has a hood. And I'll wear that, and I have a pair of rain pants that I can throw on over whatever pants I'm wearing. They unzip all the way on the sides, but they won't keep, the water will run out down those pants and down the jacket and then get my feet wet. So it's like, but the raincoat Also has zippers here that unzip at the pits so that you can kind of let it breathe, because the other problem is you can start sweating too much. And then there's the poncho, because the poncho I can throw on and I can throw it over all of that or just by itself with my other clothes without the raincoat, and it'll cover my backpack. And that's kind of important because when it rains really heavily, even the rain cover for the backpack will not keep the rain out, is what I found out from other pilgrims who've done this before. So this is, I think, is an essential thing to have on hand. I may never need it, who knows, but that's that. Okay. So what else I had in that pocket was, looks like I have some of my like emergency type things, blister care, foot care. Like I said, it's really important to pay attention to your feet on the Camino. This is Compeed. That's like a special blister bandage. I have teeny tiny little thing of, this is the lanolin. It's a tiny package. Well, I have Advil in here, but it's probably something I would give to others. I don't plan to use Advil. I plan to use my herbs and, you know, the things that I would use at home, which is not, I don't tend to use Advil. I have the Theracurmin here, which is the curcumin, but the really microlized, so it can get through the intestine better. I do have some Benadryl here. This is mainly in case somebody or me gets, you know, an allergic reaction and needs something quick till the emergency people can get there. Let's see. I have some sunscreen in here in this little bottle, which is very important on the Camino. You're out there long hours. You got to be careful. And then I have some, put this back in here. Oh yeah, I have some arnica, and what did I put in this other side? This is basically a case for contact lenses, and I'm using it. One side has bug repellent ointment. The other one has arnica ointment. That's, you know, if I'm getting some swollen thing or I get bit by a bug or whatever, I can put that on there. But it doesn't take up a lot of room. I have also with me something that I need once in a while, and it's absolutely essential for me even just to see right, is my eye wetting drops, the preservative-free ones. And then I have some what do you call it? Like bandage, stretchy tape. What is this stuff called? I forgot. It sticks to itself, so you can wrap it around and keep something to your body, like a bandage or something. And this is wrapped around a tick puller, like a little, you know, little pinchers that pull out if there's any ticks, you put it on your skin and you twist it and then pull it out, so you get the whole tick out. That may be unnecessary, but hey, I had it. I thought I would packet it first. There is always a slight chance that, you know, I will ditch some of the stuff. Who knows? But I am less at risk at needing to do that because I have the suitcase. So unfair advantage, I guess. And this is, oh, that's the sunscreen I already mentioned. This is mineral sunscreen. And that's all I'm taking because I'm making my own lotion, and it's going to have some natural sun protection in it. And the only place I think where I will need maybe extra sun protection is like the bridge of my nose. But I am planning to wear hats with a sun shield on them, so that should also help. All right, now we come to water bottles. There are a lot of fountains along the way, and the water in Spain is the faucet water is very safe to drink and very delicious, and especially in the little mountain towns and remote areas, they have absolutely delicious water, I was told. So no need to worry about filtering or buying bottled water, although those are also options when you're going into one of the many little towns that we'll be going through. There is an area, stretches where it'll be, 20 kilometers where there might not be a fountain or water. And usually, not usually, that's actually knowable ahead of time in my guidebook, or the apps will let you know, so that you make sure that you have enough water on you for that stretch. Some of you might already know I'm not a big fan of plastics, and I was trying to get away from, using a plastic bottle in general. A lot of people do. They're nice and lightweight, and they have that as their advantage. And then I started going, well, what is lightweight? That's not plastic. And I ended up with a titanium bottle, which was very spendy, I will say, but I do love my titanium bottle. I've already been using it, and it holds, I think this one holds like 24 ounces. So again, the only thing there, I have to worry about it getting stolen if someone catches on that it's a nice bottle. My backup bottle, when I need to pack extra water, is going to be this particular safe plastic bottle. Safe, whatever plastic is completely safe, I wouldn't venture to guess. But this one here is a platypus bottle, which is nice because it collapses very nicely, and it does stand up when it's full. You can stand it up. It fits very readily into any kind of pocket, and full or empty, so it's nice. So that's my plan, is I'll just pack this extra water. Okay, next, let's see what else we got in here. Other things is my headlamp. This one's nice and lightweight. It's fairly simple, but it has different settings. This red one is supposed to be not blinding people. If you're around other people at night and you got to go to the bathroom, a lot of times the bathrooms are not, the lights don't come on until you enter, and sometimes they turn off by themselves before you're done. So, and also, for the days where I might have longer to walk, like 30 kilometers, there are some 30, 32 kilometer days that I'm doing, and I would be starting pretty early in the day, and then I might need a headlamp to be able to see and to be seen. Some parts of the Camino are actually on roads, so you have to be prepared for all sorts of settings. All right, now, this is kind of fun. This here is my hero clip. The hero clip is awesome because it is designed, it holds 60 pounds, and you can twist it open and let's say I'm in the shower with my clothing that has nowhere to hang. I could use this clip to hang my bag, and then hang the bag over the shower door like this, or on the shower pipe or something. And it can easily hold my backpack even when it's completely full, because it can hold a lot of weight. And these clips are really, really awesome. So, and they twist back away to be fairly compact. So nice. Additionally, I have just a regular carabiner clip, like so. And then I have a little baby one together with this wire that allows me to, again, for situations where I might need to hang a piece of clothing off of the backpack, or I want to secure something to my suitcase or my backpack, but I need a little bit more room than a clip. I have this little wire, and I also have a combination lock that I can use because, again, trying to kind of reduce the risk of having my stuff stolen. This here is a 10 feet of paracord. This is good for when there is when the clothing lines might be full from all the pilgrims that are staying in one place, and everybody's done their washing, and this does happen pretty frequently. And you know, if you can't hang your stuff up, it might not be dry the next day when you need to put it back away. So this kind of is a really quick and dirty way to create your own clothesline, or use it for umpteen different ways on the path that you might need a piece of strong cord that you know, is easy to get creative with. So that's in there. Okay, so let's see. In the top of the backpack, I have in a little dry bag. I believe these are my gloves and this is my cold weather stuff that I would grab out if it's really cold and I needed an extra layer. I have my merino wool gloves, and I have my stocking cap. This is also merino wool, and it fits. It has enough room at the top to fit over my bun, because I frequently am wearing a bun, as you all know. So there. It might look a little goofy, but together with the stocking cap, when it's really cold, you want to wear what they call a buff, which is basically a circular or scarf like this. And see if I can pull it up over the stocking cap. It's called a buff because the person who originally came up with this idea was Spanish, believe it or not, a Spaniard, and the name for a scarf in Spanish is bouffant, and he just called it buff, and that's the brand name of the original scarf like this. So well, this one's really nice because it's also reversible. I like it a lot. It's double layer and very nice and warm. I have a thinner one for wearing it more in the warmer weather when you want to keep the sun burning off of the neck, but you don't want as much heat, right? So that's the cold weather pack. Oh, here's another buff that's just a cotton one for, again, you can do all sorts of stuff with this. You can, I'll show this real quick. There's like almost 30 different ways to wear these. So it's really fun to play with them. But one great way to wear this for me is just sort of like a headband like this. And if I needed to, I could cover my ears if it were cold. And anyway, there's, like I said, 100 different ways to wear this. So that's that. Oh, there's some of this here is a little bag that's filled with toileting kinds of necessities, because many of the places you stop, even in cafes, it's not uncommon. They might be out of toilet paper, or they might be they don't have any soap. So this just has little things like that can help remedy that kind of a situation. Or, you know, lo and behold, I hope I don't have to go, you know, on the trail. But if I do, I have bags, little doggy bags, thanks to my son, to pick up my wastes, and a thing of clean a little tissues, and I have a little thing of what do you call it, hand sanitizer. And this is a tiny little package of leaf soap. So they're very thin, so there's like, I don't know, 50 in here. So if I wanted some soap, I have soap there. This item here actually goes with my lunchbox thing. It's a little titanium spork, but it didn't fit in my box, so I put it in here. Anyway, and then this here, this is really cool. This is how you can make like a bidet bottle with just a regular plastic bottle that you can buy at any grocery store, the little, you know, drinking water bottles. This kind of goes, just instead of the lid, you put this on, and then when you squeeze the bottle, it squirts the water out at a one-directional way, and it creates a bidet that you can actually use to clean your bottom with, or your you know, any private parts with after you've gone to the bathroom in the wilderness. So I thought that was really clever. It was not expensive. It's worth giving it a shot, I think, if I ever do need it. Like I said, there's cafes along the way for the most part. Some areas might not have good services, but we'll see. This here is a tiny little towel, a tiny little quick dry towel. So again, for various purposes, clean the glasses with them or dry my hands if there's no towel, or maybe I've dipped my feet in the water in a waterway somewhere and I just need a towel to get them dried off so I can put them back in my shoes. I know it'll have, I'm sure, a million different uses, and it's fairly compact, and why not? So some of these things, as you can see, are not absolutely necessary. You could call them luxury items, but this is my first time, so we'll see what ends up coming in handy, right? Nothing like trying it out. I did try to kind of keep things organized so that I could just find them and grab them pretty quickly and not make it rocket science. Again, these things are in little bags because if it does get really wet on the trail, it'll all be, even if the water gets in, that stuff will still stay dry. This is one of two little sticks I have. It's the Body Glide stuff that I was talking about earlier about you glide it onto your skin and it leaves a layer that protects you against water and skin breakdown. So this is specifically designed for that. I also think that lanolin works fine, but lanolin is a little stickier. The stuff goes on dry and you really can't feel it. So I'm going to give this a try as well. Okay, so lastly, I'll pull this out. This is a dry sill bag that is large enough. It basically is my liner for my backpack. The idea there being that I'm pretty much, most of my stuff in my backpack will be inside of this bag actually, which then gets shut like this. And it keeps it safe from water and from the bed bugs if they should get in there. And then all I have to do is wash my backpack itself and dry it. So inside here, the only thing I had in there really is my my wet weather clothing. This is going to have the pants in them. These are those pants that I was talking about that unzip all the way on the side, and they're really pretty wonderful. I have tried out pretty much all of my gear and made sure that it's doing what I wanted it to do. Yeah, so the only bummer was that I lost quite a bit of time training walking because I was sick for several weeks, and then I hurt my back, and I also didn't go out then. And then we had some really awful weather here that I decided that I would just stay home and take care of all the other many things I needed to do before I hit the trail. So anyway, I haven't walked far enough to have any blisters to make sure that my blister care ideas were on par, but I feel pretty confident that they are, and that it'll work for me. These socks here are the neoprene socks I was talking about earlier. So nothing special. They don't look like anything special, but they are special in what they do. I just need one pair. This here is merino wool, like leggings, I guess you'd call them, or tights. And they are what I prefer wearing, just that under the rain pants. But basically they're a warm layer, and that together with the rain pants kept me pretty warm when I was hiking in cooler wet weather here. So I'm hoping that will be the case for Spain. So I think that I have talked about pretty much everything. Oh, there was one more thing. Yep. Lastly, but also very important, is the fanny pack. This will have in there all of my, I'll have some money in here. It'll have my pilgrim credential, which is it's a little bit bigger than my passport. My passport and all my important legal documents will be on my person always, including going to the shower or the toilet. They have to be kept with me, and so the fanny pack allows for that. I can also use it as a crossbody bag if I want to, and I will have in it as well a I don't know where that went. I'm missing just a couple of things that must be somewhere else, but like a I have like a little tool that has a toothpick in it and a pen and it's the size of a credit card. It's really incredible. It's a Swiss tool, little Swiss tool thing that I bought. Unless I put that in here, but that's it. That is most of my Camino gear, and I will be happy to do a review of all of this at the end of my trip and talk about what worked and didn't work so well for me. All right, thanks for listening. Bye.